Hi everyone. Yes, so today we're gonna draw realistic bubbles, and the first thing we have to do is set up our canvas. So go to your wrench option, the first one in the toolbar, the canvas, and crop and resize. For this size there are 117 layers available. To change it, you can just go to the settings and change it over there. It's 3000 into 2300 pixels. There. And I'm gonna make it small so it'll be easy for me to draw on my screen. Next, I have created a color palette, and you can just open it with the link in the description box. It opens in your Files app on your iPad, and there'll be an option called Open in Procreate towards the top right. So if you click that, it'll get imported, or else the hex values will also be given in the description box. So we'll choose the first color over here. And the brush we're going to use is airbrushing soft brush. Yeah. So all you have to do is hover around here. Yes. I'm gonna decrease the size. So if your brush size is around 20 to 25%, it's good, but mine is on 10%. Well, I'm gonna increase it to 15. I'll need it. So I'm just gonna make it solid. We will make a smooth gradient later on. Yes, and choose the second color, the dark one. Make it a bit big, 23%. And I'm just gonna move around the empty space. Well, that was intense. Gonna reduce the size and make sure our purple here is fully equipped and has enough space. Yes, there we go. Now go to the magic wand, the second option, Gaussian blur, layer. And you have to slide to adjust it. I think 31.5 will do. Go to a new layer, select the last pink color, and move to calligraphy monoline. Size is 20%. And just draw a circle. The size and things don't matter. Hold your brush there, and put one finger on your iPad. It snaps to a very perfect circle, but if it didn't, you can use the edit shape option. I hope you can see that. And then just edit it, and after you're done, you can just click once anywhere else on your iPad. So fill it. You can just move it by using the moving tool. The size really doesn't matter because we're going to change it later on. What you have to do now is go to the eraser, choose calligraphy itself, monoline brush for the eraser, and you're going to do something similar, but you're going to do it inside the circle. It's so wobbly, but that doesn't matter. We're going to make it straight by following the same rules. Hold your pen, and you can edit your erase shape as well. This is what I find very cool. I can make it big, small, however I want. Yes. Well, that seems satisfactory. And now switch to airbrushing soft brush. And with multiple strokes, you're gonna erase. So click on alpha lock. Oh, it doesn't matter. Because we don't want that single line to get erased. So just fix the middle. We'll come back to the sides later. And make sure you go in multiple strokes. So if you've done a mistake, you can correct it without doing any mistake. I'm changing the size to very tiny. And I'm gonna erase, not very tiny, it's 5%. And I'm gonna erase the edges. Not the entire thing, but the edges. Just the total edges will be erased with an even smaller eraser size. I just want it to be perfect. Yeah, so if you're finding difficulty, all you can do is move through your picture by making it big. Yeah, well, that didn't work out. And erase it. So you do that by using your 2 fingers and pinching it out or pinching it in. Zoom in, zoom out. Guess you'll know that. So I'm really gonna make it small because it's being so difficult to erase the edges. But I'll have to switch between the sizes. Guess it wasn't just as easy as I thought. Yeah. Maybe we'll come to the complete edges later. Just get on with it. Let's see how much is left. Pretty much is left out. I know this is easier, but because we want our bubbles perfect. We did that in the most difficult places. I'm gonna fix it perfectly. Yes, so you can just press that undo option whenever you would like to. Yes, we have our perfect circle over here. Click on a new layer and click on clipping mask and switch to pen. So now, except on the surface area of whatever you've drawn, you cannot draw anywhere else. So I can draw only on the thin outer line of the circle. I'm going to go to airbrushing, soft brush, switch to this dark purple there. I'm gonna make sure the size is enough. And I'm gonna color it. And the opposite side. I'm gonna switch to this dark yellow. And the light yellow, that is the third color, and I'm just gonna hover around it to just soften it up a bit. We leave the west like the west. Click on Gaussian blur layer and blur it a bit. You can't exactly make it very much blur, but it is actually very blurry. If you remove the clipping mask, you will understand. So just let it be however it is. Now you don't want it to be on the clipping mask anymore. Just go to a new layer and let it be however it is. Now switch to this whitish color over there. It's like yellowish white kind of color. And the brush is going to be switched to luminance light pen, and the size is set to 55%. Right, now just draw this circular kind of thing and color it inside. It doesn't take much time. Go to a new layer and do the same opposite. Just gonna do that. And I'm gonna go to the previous layer. They look so fat right now. So I'm just gonna select them and go to warp. This helps us to fix the shape very much, and I love that. Just gonna stretch it out a bit. Pull it really inside. Just do what's necessary. Until something like that comes out. You can go to freeform to make it thin or small. It's a better way. I like it more thinner. Yeah. Okay, that looks fine. You can go to layer 5 and use the warp option again. For this one, you just move up. You really stretch it. You make the bottom thinner. Okay, this one's a bit tricky. You want to make it really small, just do it. Yeah. So when you think your adjustment's over, you can just check it out again. Do the necessary changes and make sure it looks good. Yes. So now we will do a few other things that are required, like merging these layers and using the calligraphy monoline option, setting it to 17%. Yes, that's perfect. I'm just gonna make an arc. Just hold your pencil there, it becomes an arc or a straight line, but I don't want a straight line, I want an arc, and that doesn't look like an arc. Yes, that's good. And over here, okay, straight lines again. We want a really good arc, and we should make that possible. Yes. Yeah. Okay, now we will go to the flare and spacing 63%. Well, that's about it. Now the size is set to 20% and just drop in those flares. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's go onto a new layer and do it. So we can adjust them however we want. Yes. And now we'll merge this. Switch back to light pen. Have these little dots for us. Now go to a new layer, go to airbrushing, soft brush, first color. Size is set to 3%. Draw an arc. Is that an arc? Because it doesn't look like one. Yes, this one does. Go to Gaussian blur, layer, blur it to 9%. Use the select and warp tool, change the settings, and just do what you feel is right. There, that looks pretty good. Okay, so I guess we're ready with our bubble. Now, select all of those and group them. And duplicate this group 6 times, or there should be 6 of them. So I guess you have to group them 5 times. No, 6. Yeah. So there are totally 7 of them. Choose one first. Click on uniform. You know what? Just uncheck all these things. Go to the first group. Also, we want to adjust the size. Yes. Go to the second group. That's that. And go to the third group. Okay, you might want to move these 2 things. Just slide them to the right. Slide it to the right like this. Yeah, previously we did that. And then move it with the arrow tool. Yeah. A really small one. To fit in there. Or we could make it a bit big. Yeah. And the final one, make it so tiny and add it over there in the top. There we go. We're very much ready with our bubbles, and I hope you enjoyed.